Hi ladies and gentlemen, Orinori from back here again. This video is going to be on the remote viewing, so let's dive right in. It occurred to me to shoot a video for this because I haven't covered it yet on video. I have written an article on remote viewing, but that article has gained very little attention. In any case, as usual, you can find the link to the article. I really do suggest you read it. Although it's the same thing that I will talk about in this video, but again, you're still welcome to read it for those interested. And especially those that have no idea what remote viewing is. This video is for people that have no idea what that is, as well as people that already know what remote viewing is. In the link and everything else that you need is in the description below. Remote viewing, in short, is similar to astral traveling. It is the clairvoyant ability to be able to project oneself within a certain location or within a certain situation. And that is basically what remote viewing is, okay? There is little difference between remote viewing and astral traveling. I will tell you that right away. The difference specifically lies in usage, okay? With astral traveling, you're literally just leaving your physical body and you're traveling with your astral body, hence the phrase astral traveling or astral projection. But with the remote viewing, the phrase already states it, you're viewing something remotely. Remote viewing is the same process basically, but as in you're using your own astral sight to view a certain or to observe a certain location or a certain situation. That's the difference. That's what remote viewing is used for. Practical applications, or for example spying on someone, or checking out a location you've never been before in order to know what's happening in that location, you name it, it just goes on. That's an example that I can give, okay? So basically you're in the same place physically all the while, okay, but you're simply using your astral sight. It's simply a clairvoyance, one of your clairvoyant senses, the same way that you have physical senses, sight, hearing, smell, all of that. And you're simply using that to, like I just said, check out a certain location or something similar, something that involves viewing or observing or observation. That's what remote viewing is, simply put. I do have experience in remote viewing, but that experience wasn't too long due to the fact that it seems that like I just folded or shut down mentally or astrally, which basically concludes to the fact that remote viewing is not for me, to put it that way. Yeah, so that's basically what remote viewing is. Those are pretty much the only practical applications that one can think of. You know, you could try to do other things like remote view the lottery, because remote viewing doesn't involve time; it's free from time and space. So you could remote view the future, you could remote view the past, you can remote view a current location, you name it, you can remote view everything. So again, the example that I just listed about the lottery is just an example, because I saw that online too in a video that I watched a good while ago, like a year ago. It's a seminar on remote viewing. So yeah, that's another example of a practical application. But again, believe me, that is far-fetched regardless of which occult or clairvoyant or psychic technique one shares to use or one is planning on using. So just don't get your hopes up. Stay realistic or remain realistic. And yeah, like I said, those are pretty much the practical applications. I have done so, and I remember after remote viewing doesn't really require any practice beforehand or anything. You just need to go through the mandatory things and envision where it is that you want to be. For example, you dream of being in, you simply want to remote view your office, the office that you work at, the office building, or just your office, your room itself. And then you just need to close your eyes and then just take a few deep breaths and relax. The same process as astral traveling. Okay, and you just after that you just need to put yourself in the right mindset. Okay, I'm going to remote view my office, and then yeah, you'll be there. Okay, and it's a learning curve. As long as you'll practice more, you'll progress as you'll practice more, and as time passes on, you'll be able to become more adept, and your viewing sessions will become more accurate. As in, for example, if the first case you view your office, a couple of things might be incorrect or off when you visit your office early in the morning or at any other given moment, provided that it stayed that way as when you were remote viewing. That's going to stay that way then, okay? You might make some small errors, but that's normal, okay? The process isn't foolproof, even for professional or veteran remote viewers, to put it that way. But like I said again, I'll now talk about my own experiences. I have remote viewed in the past and it came to me relatively quick, just like astral traveling. No issues, especially since there's barely any difference between the two. I was able to remote view in one session, and I thought to myself, I'm going to remote view an Argentine soccer player, a professional one. And I remote viewed him. I saw him before me. Okay. And I asked myself a specific question within remote viewing. I want to know what his name is and how old he is and things like that. Basically, what is his name, how old is he, and so on. And to my own surprise, I had an accuracy of 80%. When I came out of the remote viewing, it takes a toll on you. I do need to notify you viewers. Remote viewing does take a toll on you, okay? It feels almost like which it is, an occult project, because when you've awakened when you've gotten out of your remote viewing slumber, you'll feel like generally speaking, you'll feel like you took a nap, okay? And you were exhausted and you really had to rest and you took a nap, or you just went to bed and you went to sleep for an hour or two and then you awoke. That's what remote viewing generally speaking feels like, or that's the toll that it takes on you. In any case, back to the example, I went to check, okay, I just googled on Wikipedia this guy's name that I got in remote viewing, and it was incredibly accurate, okay? I was like, hey, I actually got everything correct except for a few minor things. For example, I got via remote viewing, the universe, okay, told me that he was 22, where in fact he was 23, but it was only off by one margin, so so that is it. And after that, I tried a politician, a prominent Australian politician. All I wanted was her name, and I just looked her up, and I didn't look at her face or anything like that. I was like, just the name. Let's just choose a random Australian female politician. And I saw what she looked like before me. I was able to view her from all sides, and it just goes on and on. Okay. After that, I tried locations. I visited, I can only think of one example. I visited Argentina specifically, certain places in Argentina, and these things were correct. When I visited Wikipedia, for example, that location, I was like, hey, that's the statue that I saw, or those are the statues that I saw. And I also saw a Ferris wheel, I remember, and I was like, hey, that's the Ferris wheel that I saw. That's the actual Ferris wheel that I saw. And I just, again, the experience is interesting and it is fascinating, okay? You being able to project yourself in such an extraordinary way. But unfortunately, after only a few days of practicing, I started to decline in performance, okay? Until I just said to myself, nah, this is not going to work. I just reached my peak at having a 90% accuracy rating, and then all of a sudden, in one day, everything dropped in 1 or 2 days, everything dropped to the point where I couldn't get anything correct. I couldn't even focus while remote viewing. And I was like, okay, that was short-lived, but it's okay. I didn't attach any value to it or it didn't enjoy priority for me. I didn't have high expectations or hopes from remote viewing. But again, it's still interesting nevertheless. What the reason for that is, you might ask? The reason for that is simply due to the fact that it's the same reason pretty much, more or less. My intuition clearly tells me the same reason for why I can't evoke, the difference between evocation and invocation. I am really someone that has energy flow through him, and that's why astral traveling works for me like no other, ridiculously easy. With remote viewing, it only worked at a brief startup moment or at a secondary momentum, as in momentum within seconds, but that's all. After that, everything went downhill and so on. And it reminds me of when I first evoked, when I tried to summon a first spirit physically into physical appearance. It was the same deal. It's like trying to start a car. And the motor just dies out after 5 seconds or something. and boom, everything just collapses and it won't work anymore after that. So that was it. But I did briefly enjoy my experiences as a remote viewer, and I really went quick. I went really quick over everything. I'm not kidding. I literally just was done with remote viewing as a whole only in the scope of 2 or 3 days. The first day everything went great. Okay, within a few hours I did all the examples. I committed all the examples that I mentioned. In the following 2 days, or in the following day even, it was a bust. And I just decided to call it quits because I knew what the reason was. My intuition was telling me what the reason was. Hey, this is the reason for why it's failing. And I got flashbacks of when I tried to evoke. And I was like, okay, yeah, makes sense. It's the same reason. Makes sense. More than enough. I know that, okay? I have energy flow through me. That's how my work manifests itself. But not that I literally just call for energy in front of me. And it also aligns similarly to remote viewing. In any case, that is it. You can read the article again if you'd like in the description below. Thanks for watching. Bye.